Viewers. So this is going to be my third tutorial on microservice, and in this tutorial what we'll learn about breaker pattern using Hystrix. Hystrix is the Hystrix library, and we'll do some coding practices as well. Now, what is Hystrix? As we know, it is a circuit breaker pattern. What we'd like to do is to stop failure from cascading down and provides way to self-heal, which improves the system overall resiliency. Hystrix is the implementation of circuit breaker pattern which gives a control over the latency and failure between distributed services. The main idea is to stop cascading failure by failing fast and recovers as soon as possible. Important aspect of fault tolerant system that self-heal. Use of the circuit breaker pattern can let a microservice continue operating when a related system services fails. Prevent the failure from cascading and giving the failing service time to recover. Now how it looks like, symbol of Hystrix. So there are three states: open, closed and half open. So if something fails, the circuit will be open, and if the microservice is state is well good, then the state will be closed, and if it is partially failing, then in that case it will be half open. For closed success, if it is okay, and if the microservice is failing, then in that case the circuit breaker pattern will be on. So let's deep dive into the code base. Now I have one project. I have created one SpringBoot project, microservice Hystrix, and the important thing in this is you have to add a dependency for microservice Hystrix. So you can see I have added two dependency, Hystrix and Hystrix dashboard. Okay, once this is dependency is done, this is a sample Spring Boot application which has enable circuit breaker and enable Hystrix dashboard. Okay, and this will be available only if you have imported these dependencies. You have added these dependencies. Now I had also created some REST APIs which will help us to understand how the failure, in case of failure, how it will work. So the idea is, if any of the microservice fails and we try to hit that microservice, and instead of getting a failure response, it should fail safely, it should fail fast, and any other microservice should not get affected. So here in the get request hello, I am throwing a random exception. If boolean is true, then it will throw the exception. Similarly, in the hello world, it will throw the exception, and if it is not, then it will return the values. And here you can see there is a fallback method that I have added. If this fails due to any reason, then in that case go to fallback. So this is the fallback method. Similarly, I had also created, so from here using REST template, I'm trying to call a different REST endpoints, and I'm trying to call this echo message. Right now it's not on, so we'll see if things fail how it will pass gracefully. And here also I had added a group key fallback. This is fallback hello. So let's try to run the program. And in the application properties, I had added a server port 8082 and the name of the application is microservice Hystrix, and these are the parameters that I had added. Now it is registered to hystrix.string. We can see the status as well. Let's try to run something. It will run on 82 as we know, and once we'll click on Hystrix. This is the dashboard, Hystrix dashboard. Why it is appearing? It is appearing because we have added enable Hystrix dashboard. Okay, and so you can see Hystrix is started pinging to get the status. Now we'll call some REST endpoint that we have defined. Now, just due to random boolean value, it may fail sometimes. And there is another REST API that we have added. Now it started giving Fallback. Now why? As we know that I have added two REST endpoints, hello and hello world, and from both within I am throwing random exceptions at runtime. There is another web service which is Hystrix sample. So let's see. And there is a web service test. Now you can see that when we access the test, it is, since it is not surrounded with Hystrix command, it is failing, and this error is throwing to the end user, which is not the right thing. Whereas in case of this, we can see that the failback mechanism that we have added is working. So remember this Hystrix command where we give group key, command key, and what is the fallback method. Similarly, but there is nothing given in tests, that's why it is failing, and that's how it we see in our application many of the services get affected if one of the method fails. But with the help of Hystrix, we can make sure that it fails gracefully, and what will be the fallback mechanism that also we can give. Now, why it is now we'll see the dashboard part of it. So restriction dashboard will be we can see hello world fallback, and whenever it will run, Let me show you this. Yeah, let's refresh it. And whenever it will fail, when we will go to Fallback, this hello, you can see the counter gets increased. In case of failures, see, it increased. And in case of success, green. So that's how the dashboard will also help to understand how many APIs are failing and how many are passed. And when the circuit is on due to failure, it gives red flag. So we understood that if how to implement circuit breaker, and if any of the other microservice fails, how we can handle those gracefully. One of the other thing that we wanted to show you is we are trying to call REST endpoints another web microservice. So since I have not started those, that's why it is failing right now. Now let me try to execute that. So I have created another microservice, microservice 1, which is running on port 8090, and this is what I'm trying to access through 8090. And there is a method echo message that I'm trying to. There is a REST endpoint echo message which I'm trying to access. Now let me run this one. This microservice will run on port 8090. Now let me go to here, and the test which was failing previously, just because it didn't have the REST endpoint, now it started giving success and it is returning the values. If you'll directly access that microservice right now, then also you will get the same. You can see the two values is getting access through Hystrix sample. And if this microservice stop, let me try to stop it. Microservice 1 I'll stop. So as soon as this microservice goes down, this test endpoint, which doesn't have any circuit breaker implemented, will throw directly this error, which is 500. But this method, which has implemented circuit breaker, will fail gracefully. It is not giving throwing 500 error. And this is the dashboard. So thank you viewers for watching, and do like and subscribe the videos. Thank you.